Welcome to another episode of At Home with Eastbrook Homes. For a lot of people, designing their home from scratch is a great option, but today we're diving into a new type of design with the head of the home creation studio herself. Ann, how are you today?
I'm fantastic. How are you, Eric?
I am so excited to talk to you, but before I get to ask all of my questions, I want to start with you kind of explaining to people who you are and what you do at Eastbrook Homes.
All right. Well, I'm Ann Wierengo. I'm the Senior Director of the Home Creation Studio and Customer Experience. I will have been with Eastbrook Homes for 17 years this year.
Wow.
So I was on the ground floor of when they decided to introduce a home creation studio for our buyers, and it has been just an amazing journey ever since.
You and I are here obviously to talk about this idea of collections and what are they and how they work. So I want to start there, and then I want to sort of ask you a couple questions about kind of how housing and design has changed, especially in the last couple of years.
If we talk about collections, if we really take a hard look at it, collections are all around us. Everything from food, clothing, vacations. As consumers, packages and collections are not a new concept. So why not bring that into the world of construction? There are a variety of builders around the country who are already doing that and are very successful with it. So we're giving it a shot.
And so how does it work? Like, what's the process of it?
Well, it's very streamlined and it's actually really awesome. So we've created a program that will allow our buyers to go into our model homes, and they get to choose from one of 5 professionally planned collections. They can add or choose to invest in what we are calling enhancement options, and everything is done for them. So there's no micro decisions, there's no decision fatigue. They save a lot of time and they're getting a great value. So we have decided to bring this to our townhomes.
Because, Ann, on my side of the fence, that is the number one question I get when I get done doing an interview with you or your team is like, I don't want to pick every single, the color of the nail and then that screw, and I don't want to do it. That's clearly where this comes in, yes?
Exactly. You do not have to pick out your grout color or your handrail stain. We have already done all that.
Now, you talked about there being 5. What was the inspiration between all 5 of them kind of style-wise?
We wanted them to all be a little bit different so that it would appeal to everybody. So everything from something that might be a little bit more classic and sophisticated to looks that might be more weathered or farmhouse style, all the way to something that's a little bit more modern and geometric. We really wanted our buyers to feel that when they chose a collection, they were choosing something that was personal for them, and that at the end, they were going to have a beautiful home that was just, it looks amazing.
Now, Ann, we've gone through some stuff as a collective of humanity in the last couple of years, and that has changed how people look at where they live specifically. And I'm wondering, A, what has that been like for you professionally to kind of go through that shift? And then B, how will these collections continue to alter into the future, right? Because they obviously probably won't stay the same 5 forever and ever. How will they start to evolve?
Well, we're going to have to take a look at that really, probably every, 6 months to a year. We want to make sure that we're staying in touch with what is on trend, but they're not changing hugely.
Sure.
But every 6 months to a year is something that we're going to want to watch. And then we also, one of the biggest impacts is product availability. That's been huge. That's impacted us as a nation of just being able to get and receive products. So with the collections, one of the steps that we took was that we did reach out to our suppliers and showed them what we were doing. And we asked some questions and we got their input as to whether or not they potentially foresaw any challenges with what we were looking to do. So we're trying to be more on the forefront. You can never guarantee that something won't discontinue, but if we can ask more questions because we have more knowledge up front, the more prepared we can be, which reduces, the stress that someone might have if something becomes discontinued.
And as you alluded to earlier, you've been doing this for a second or two. as far as design wise, what continues to inspire you out in the wider world, right? Because what you find is designers and people who are dealing with the insides of homes, they get inspiration from all over the place. It might be a garden, it might be a concert, it might be a movie. For you, what are some of the things that continue to inspire you about the indoor spaces that we're living in?
Oh my gosh. Okay. So you just hit the nail on the head. I get inspired really wherever I go. It's quite amazing. I can be in a restaurant and I'll be looking up at the ceilings and the walls. I could be out for a walk and I'm paying attention to just, homes that might be 100 years old and homes that might be 2 years old, and just how things have changed and evolved over the years. Even just looking at reading articles, I do a lot of that. And then talking to my peers from around the country, because design can be so different, out on, the East Coast compared to the West. And so I really do find inspiration from all over. You can even find inspiration from fashion, when you start to look at some of the fashion trends and how even just some of those things impact interior design.
Let's get back to the collection. How does somebody how does a customer get involved in that process? What are the parameters to kind of work with you specifically on collections and their home with Eastbrook Homes?
Okay, well, right now, this is something that we're offering exclusive to our townhome buyers. So we would start with that. Each one of those buyers who is interested in purchasing a townhome could go to one of our model homes, or they could go to our website, because we have some really valuable resources right online where they can chat with our online team, but they also can learn more about what the collections are all about. Once they've determined that, hey, I really want to see this, then going to the model is also a great step because they can see it in life. So we are currently building models under construction, and we have one that is complete, so they can see a completed collection. We have professionally photographed images of each of the palettes that a buyer can see so that they really can get an understanding of what it's going to look like. But then we also have physical samples that a buyer can feel and touch in the models so that they know this is what my cabinet is going to look like and this is what my flooring is going to look like. So we've done our absolute best to really help give great visuals to each buyer so that they have a good understanding.
So, Ann, I know this is a bit earlier in this product cycle, but have you guys had customers that have gone through this before? And what have they said if they've gone through it?
So it is in the early stages, but we have sold some of these, and the feedback has been very positive so far. It really it's easy. It's easy, and our buyers have confidence in what they're selecting because a team of professional interior designers have put these palettes together. We've done our due diligence, and we've put all of these options, all of the details for the selections, all in order. So once you've determined the route that you want to go and the palette that you want to choose, you really can just sit back and watch your home be built.
Amazing. All right, Ann.
It is amazing.
It absolutely is amazing. And like I said, each and every time I talk to somebody from Eastbrook Homes, we kind of narrow the gap on the ways in which people would be like, I don't know if I can do this, right? And this tends to be the big one, like you said, the decision paralysis of like all of the decisions to make to put a home together. Okay, if people are interested, and what's the website that they should go to find out more?
Eastbrookhomes.com.
All right, my friend. Have a wonderful weekend. We will talk again soon.
You as well. Thank you.